All right, second grade, we are ready to publish our informative writing projects. I'm so excited for us. We have worked so hard. I'm so proud of you guys for doing all of this hard work. You've done so many different steps. I have a research paper checklist here that I want to go through and make sure that we've done every part so that we know we have completed what we need to in order to be ready to publish. So, our first thing, brainstorming. Did you brainstorm different topics before writing? We sure did. We had our brainstorming graphic organizer. I thought of 6 different animals, and I decided to research the sea otter. So I'm going to check that off. Now, our next phase, planning. Did you make a plan? And we did. We wrote down some questions we had. We had categories we knew we needed to research and find out more. And we were ready to do that as soon as we were done asking ourselves those questions. So we did the planning. Then we had to look at an introduction. Did you write an introduction or a hook to your reader? Before that I'm going to skip down here to research and writing. We researched our topic and we had at least 3 different facts, if not more, right? We had notes here. We used videos and websites and books, and we found lots of information on our animals, at least 3 facts for each section. So I'm going to go ahead and check that off. And then we worked on our rough draft. We did do our introduction. We talked about that, so I'm going to check that off. You can even check it right here. Here's my introduction. And it's asking us if we wrote a conclusion. We did that too. We summed up our ideas. Remember, we talked about it being like a goodbye to our reader. We ended with a closing, so we have that all set. And revising. Did you add words, remove words, change words to improve our writing? We did. Remember, I used an orange pen. I went through and I found some of my mistakes. I made sure that I had capital letters. I made sure that I had punctuation. I fixed any words I decided were spelled wrong, so I can check that off. We checked our spelling and our punctuations. Checked our spelling and our punctuations, and now it says we are ready to publish. And that means that we are ready for our final copy. Now we're going to do our publishing in 2 parts, just like we did with our notes. We're going to first work on the introduction, our habitat, and our diet section. Then tomorrow we will work on what it looks like, our interesting facts, and our closing. And with that, we will be drawing pictures. So it's going to take us a little time because we're excited to draw our animals. I have papers here for you to click on and work with. We have the introduction, which looks like this. And if you want to, this little button up here, if it comes up sideways for you, you click that. Oops. Until it turns right side up. And then you can write on it the right way. Okay? I have my introduction paper right here in front of me. And this is the easy part, guys. All you really have to do for this part is be neat. I'm going to use my edited rough draft, and I'm just going to copy it on over here to my introduction paper. Now this is my final copy, so I'm going to make sure that I have a nice sharp pencil to use with an eraser just in case I make mistakes. And I'm going to just take my time. And basically you're just copying over what you already wrote from your rough draft. So when you start a paragraph, you do something called indent. It's like you just move over a tiny bit from the edge of your page. So when you indent, you start here and you just copy word for word what you wrote, making sure that if you come to a part that you edited or revised to fix your mistakes, that you use your, oops, see, I'm already making a mistake. That's why we use pencil, so we can go back and erase it and keep nice and neat. Now when I get back where I'm at the end of my line here, our second line we don't have to indent, so we come all the way back to the edge and write our word. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go through each section and rewrite it with nice, neat handwriting. I'm going to make sure that each section begins with an indentation, and then my next line I come back to the edge of my paper so I have enough room. If I get to a part where I've made a correction, I'm going to use my correction instead of rewriting it wrong again. Okay? And then you can go back and draw your picture. So when I draw my pictures, I'm going to go back into Epic and look at some of those books to help me draw my picture. You can also go onto YouTube and you can, I know that we've done it in my classroom before, they offer videos that show you how to draw things. So you can go into YouTube and you can search how to draw. Let's see if there's anything here. I'm going to type in there how to draw a sea otter. And let's see. Perfect! There's so many to choose from. And so I can use each different tutorial to help me on a different page, because if you look, when I start my habitat section, alright, again, I'm going to write nice and neat from my revised rough draft all of my information, and then I can go back and I can draw my picture. So I can use one of these videos. I know I definitely talked about how sea otters float on their backs, so these pictures look like perfect ones to use for that section. Okay, there's so many different ones. So I can each page. Here's the habitat. Here's the food. Here's what it looks like. Here's my fun facts page. And then here's my closing page. So on each one I have a section where I can do a picture. Okay? And that makes our paper fun and creative. Alright, so when I'm done with my introduction, I would move on over to my habitat paragraph. And again, I'll start on my final copy, nice and neat, indenting on the first line, and just copying what I've already wrote. This is the easy part. I'm just making sure that I'm nice and neat so that everyone can read my writing and I can be proud of my work. So I'm going to show you just how I did this here. I rewrote my first sentence and I was careful to make sure that I made all my corrections. I indented. I used my corrections on Pacific Ocean, making them capital, and North America and Asia, making sure they were capital. And when I got back to my second line, I made sure I was all the way back to the edge again. Because of a paragraph, we only have to indent the first line. Okay? And then I'll go back and I will take some time and draw my sea otter. I can use some of these videos to help me. It's going to take me through step by step of drawing. So go ahead and spend the next few minutes working on your final copy. Like I said, today we're just working on the first 3 pages. Tomorrow we'll work on the next 3 pages. And then at the end of everything, we'll be able to share our writing. I'm so excited. So great work, boys and girls. You should be really proud of yourselves.